believe it is our mission to protect and care for people and their environment every day. Pioneering future-focused cleaning and hygiene solutions. Trust the experts to select the best hygiene technology matching your site's challenges and your sustainability vision. Diversey, your global partner for responsible hygiene solutions.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Season 4 of the Diversey BW Hotelier GM show. With this show, we are going to close week 5. This is the second show of the day and fourth of this week. This season arrives at a defining moment of the Indian hospitality industry as it expands rapidly and new destinations across the country emerge as important growth markets. Our Season 4 theme reflects this transformation, which is India at the hospitality inflection point, redefining excellence across every stage segment. Today's episode focuses on one of the most fascinating and culturally rich regions of India, the Northeast. I keep telling everybody with hand on heart, the Northeast is a gift to Mother India. You know, you go everywhere and where you meet people from the Northeast. I mean, I feel so happy. They bring in such an amount of sophistry, hard work, diligence, and application that it makes me so proud. For decades, this region did not receive the hospitality investment and attention that its natural beauty, cultural depth, tourism potential truly deserved. But that is changing. My colleague over here, Jayanta, whom I call Dada, he's going to talk a lot about it. He's the one man who's driving the region like nobody else is. And with renewed national focus and the government of India prioritizing development across the region, we are seeing increasing interest from leading hotel brands and investors, along with strong hotel development pipelines emerging across key destinations. Yet the challenges remain real: ROI pressures, infrastructure gaps, and talent shortages. Talent shortages because the Northeasterns are going out to other parts of the country. I'm in Chennai, and this hotel is full of my family from the Northeast, even as guest expectations continue to rise. Which brings us to today's episode theme, which is lean teams, big expectations, doing more with less every day. To moderate this important conversation, I'm delighted to welcome Jayanta, who's the Area Director for Northeast, Darjeeling, Bhutan, and Nepal with IHCL. Welcome to the show, Jayanta. Jayanta, welcome to the show. Something wrong? All right, so let me begin with the introduction, with some more talking, which I had ready to set context to the show, which is India's Northeast region is, witnessing renewed national focus and strategic importance, right? So we have to take care of the culturally rich region, which is known for its extraordinary culinary traditions, music, languages, landscapes, and heritage. It is now seeing growth interest from both domestic and international hotel operators, resulting in a very, very strong development pipeline across cities like Shillong, Guwahati, Siliguri, Imphal, Darjeeling, yet the challenges remain significant. And let me now get straight away. Jayanta, are you here? Something happened. Where is he? All right. So let me now get introducing with the speakers on the show. First in, as the first timer Sougata Ghosh, who heads the Taj Guras Kutir Gangtok. Welcome to the show, Sougata.
Good evening, Mr. Khanna. Good evening, all the panelists and the viewers. It's beautiful to be here. Thank you for inviting and looking forward for all the insights.
Thank you.
Thank
Such
you.
a pleasure having you here, Sougata. Next in is Gaurav Sharma, again a first timer. He is the general manager of the Vivanta Meghalaya Shillong. Welcome.
Good evening, Mr. Khanna. Hello, everyone. It's an honor
Just switch
to
on
be.
your camera.
Good evening, Mr. Khanna. Hello, everyone. It's an honor to be here in this show. Looking forward for this session. Thank you.
Welcome. Sunil has been on the show, I think, 2 or 3 times. This is, I think, his second or third time. Sunil Panda, he heads the amazingly picturesque Mayfair Tea Resort in Siliguri. If you have not seen it, you have missed a hell of a lot. Welcome to the show, Sunil.
Namaskar, Mr. Khanna. Always a pleasure to be here on this forum. Thank you. Thank you for
being there, Sunil. Next in is again a first timer, Vineet Kumar Mishra. He's the general manager of the Novotel Guwahati.
Thank you, Mr. Khanna. Good evening, everyone. And it's been a pleasure to be on this platform. And thank you, VW Hotelier, for inviting me on this. Our industry is built on people, passion, and experience. So this platform allows us to share our ideas and learn through others' experience. So thank you for creating such a great platform. I'm looking forward for engaging discussion today.
So Vineet shares his name with his own boss.
Yes.
Kya kismat hai? Kisko bulao? All right. Last but not the least, the lady of the show, Sharoni Sharma. She's the general manager of the Courtyard by Marriott Shillong. Welcome to the show, Sharoni.
Thank you so much, Mr. Khanna, and good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. It's my first time in the Northeast, so I'm just 3 weeks into the system in the Northeast myself. So it's learning for me. I'm going to get great insights from all of you, and we'll keep in touch to exchange notes for future.
All right, lovely. Something wrong, Ajit? Have you checked with Jayanta? All right. I think something seems to have gone wrong.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Bhuvanesh.
Hello, Jayanta. Time pe aa gaye aap. All right. So I've already welcomed you and I've introduced the session. So why don't you say your 2 words and then I'll get introducing the show.
So, good afternoon, Bhuvanesh. Good afternoon, everyone. And Bhuvanesh, thank you for organizing this Diversey BW Hotelier, the GM show. I think it's become an annual affair and we look forward to this platform. Thank you for organizing this. I'm sure we'll all have some exciting time ahead.
Jayanta, like I said, we keep talking on the phone. Northeast deserves the maximum amount of attention. You are working so hard over there to bring a spread of IHCL across locations. Your pipelines are strong. And I think India owes a lot to its children in the Northeast, to all the families, and create opportunities there. And the opportunities are low-hanging fruit because the Northeast is truly beautiful by heart, location, temperament, weather, everything. It's so beautiful. For the ones who have not been to the Northeast, make Northeast your next destination as a domestic tourist, as an international tourist. In fact, Jayanta was today telling me, aap to aate nahi. And last time when we spoke earlier this week, he was telling me, you must come and live here. God willing, soon, someday. All right. So Jayanta, can I begin with you? And set a context.
Please, yes, this.
All right.
So, thank you, Bhuvanesh, once again.
As someone who oversees multiple markets across the Northeast and neighboring regions, how do you see the hospitality opportunity in the Northeast evolving over the next decade?
Okay. Yeah. So thank you once again, Bhuvanesh ji. I belong to Northeast.
Yeah.
I've been more than 3 decades now with the IHCL. Had the opportunity and the privilege to work with few of our very, very iconic hotels. So my last assignment was at Pune. So around 5 years back, when I was offered the opportunity to come down to Northeast, and that's the first time that I've been able to work in this region. Without a wink, I decided to move in because I've always felt hospitality frontiers in India today. And the nature's beauty, the cultural richness, the improvement in connectivity have only been adding to attracting travelers, both domestic and international, and also for most of the hospitality brands to show interest in the region. Of course, operating hotels in this part of the country requires a different mindset. It's important for us to understand, appreciate the ecosystem. It's important for us to understand the culture, the sentiment of the community, and work along with them. So I think at the end of the day, there need to be a lot of because there are a lot of emotional connect that people carry here. So I think we'll hear from our distinguished general managers on how they navigate these realities every day. So that's something that we will probably hear over the course of the conversation that we'll have.
Lovely. So, Dada, let's begin with the first question with Gaurav.
Yeah. So, I will actually, before that, quickly touch upon a couple of points so that we can set the context for
Yes.
today's discussion.
Yeah.
Northeast, first of all, I think it consists of 7 sisters and 1 brother, that is Sikkim. That's 8 states. We were mostly in, 2 decades back, I'm sure this was one location that was never on the wish list of a traveler. But over the last 10 years, we have seen peace coming into the region. We have seen how dynamic the government, both at the center and the state, has been, especially in driving the economic agenda of the region. And I think tourism is definitely the priority sector. And there's been a lot of focus that overall the government has in terms of driving tourism across Northeast. Most of the states we have seen have tourism being put in as as part of the industry. There's the tourism policy that they have. We've seen development pipelines in key locations across Northeast. We have seen how the connectivity in terms of railways, airports, and highways have grown immensely across almost all 8 states of Northeast. And I think there's a lot of potential, and people are finding a purpose in looking at Northeast as an investment for tourism. So I think with that, there's a lot of opportunities that we see across Northeast. And I believe, like how IHCL as an organization, we have taken the lead in developing Goa as a tourist destination, Kerala and Rajasthan. I think now the focus is on Northeast.
Lovely.
So I'll come to
Yeah.
Gaurav, because Gaurav looks after a beautiful hotel, the Vivanta at Shillong. So Gaurav, Shillong is rapidly emerging as a key hospitality destination in the Northeast. how do you feel hotel balance growing tourism demand with operational resource constraint? I think that's something that will always be the top of our agenda as we discuss. Yes, Gaurav.
Thank you, sir. Shillong, particularly in Northeast, is currently witnessing a very exciting phase in tourism growth. Meghalaya today attracts over 1.5 million visitors annually, and this momentum has been further accelerated by the government's strong focus on positioning the state as a vibrant tourist destination. Initiatives such as Cherry Blossom, Megong Festival, Shillong Lit Fest have enhanced the visibility of the region. These platforms are not only attracting higher footfall, but are also bringing a new segment of experimental and lifestyle travelers, which is gradually changing the overall demand profile of the destination. With this growth, hotel must maintain high service standards while operating with leaner teams, and there are certain logistical realities of the region. The first and foremost focus is team productivity. We have, particularly for this hotel, we have implemented A1 teams. This is an IHCL initiative for Vivanta hotels where team members are trained across three departments: front office, food and beverage, and housekeeping. Approximately 10%, approximately 20% of operation headcount is dedicated for A1 teams. This allows our team to be more agile, adaptable, and for day-to-day operations and help maintain efficiency during peak demand periods. We strongly believe that productivity improves when the team feels engaged and valued. We have a strong focus on employee well-being and creating a culture of growth and recognition. We encourage a competitive growth environment where team members are motivated to continuously learn and perform better. Training also plays a very important role. We look at training not just as a skill development, but as a continuous capability building. We focus on structured onboarding programs, regular functional trainings, and cross exposure across departments. Overall training helps us build confident, multi skilled, and guest focused teams, which is critical when operating with a leaner structures. The second important pillar is guest service management. For us, the guest journey is carefully designed across key experience touch points, from arrival to dining, engagement during the stays, and a warm and fond farewell. Our day begins with a focused guest experience review, where we discuss in-house guests, arrivals, special occasions, preferences, and any specific requirement which guests may have. This ensures that the entire team is aligned and every interaction is thoughtful and personalized. We also focus on strong operational processes, cross-functional collaboration, and continuous monitoring of voice of customer. This helps us refine the guest journey and maintain consistencies in service delivery. At the same time, we are constantly working towards creating curated and memorable experience that reflects the destination. For example, for our particular hotel, we welcome our guests with a local flavor such as roselle tea. So roselle is actually a flower which is found in Meghalaya. It's red in color. Then we also make a welcome drink out of Lacodong turmeric, which is locally, organically produced in Meghalaya. So this creates an immediate connection with Meghalaya. The third key aspect is local talent development. Today, the industry is investing in structured initiatives such as hospitality skill centers. IHCL has collaborated with state governments for this, and we have one in Assam. There are many other coming up in other northeastern states. This helps train local youth and build a strong talent pipeline. In addition, industrial training and apprenticeship programs play a very important role in giving young professionals hand-on exposure to hotel operations and helping them transition smoothly into full-time roles into the industry. To sum up, balancing tourism growth with operational realities is about building agile teams, investing in people, and creating system that ensures the guest experience remains seamless and memorable. Because at the end of the day, guests may not see the size of the team, but they will always remember the quality of the experience which we offer them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So thank you, Gaurav. I think that's quite elaborate. So we move to the beautiful Mayfair at Siliguri, where we had got Sunil as the general manager. I had the opportunity, Sunil, I am not sure if you were there, to experience the hospitality of your hotel, because I was one of the speakers for the G20.
All right, so that's in 2023, right?
And we were co-hosts along with Chia Kutir.
Great.
Yes.
So,
So, and you really have a very beautiful hotel. So,
thank you, sir.
so Sunil, Siliguri is an important transit hub connecting the Northeast with the rest of the India. So, how do hotels in gateway market manage high guest turnover with limited staffing flexibility? If you could throw some lights on that.
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Das. Siliguri is booming, really. Siliguri, as we all know, plays a very important role as a gateway to Northeast. It connects all key destinations, Sikkim, Darjeeling, Kalimpong, and other parts of North Bengal. In the last few years, Mayfair Tea Resort Siliguri has become a very popular destination for weddings, MICE, and the stopover place for the transit guests. So all these transit guests are staying overnight before heading to the hills or maybe returning back from their trip. So we are seeing there's a large number of transit guest footfall throughout the year in Siliguri. So managing this high guest turnover with the limited staffing flexibility requires a very focused and disciplined approach. So the first aspect is understanding the transit guest dynamics, because these guests value time more than anything else. They prefer a quick check-ins, immediate room readiness, and the efficient service. So what we do, we design our operations keeping this in mind, and we try reduce the waiting time at every touch point. Second, we strongly focus on the operational disciplines and the process efficiency. At our property at Mayfair, every department follows very clearly the defined SOPs. For example, housekeeping turnover time is closely monitored. Front office works on pre-arrival planning, and the F&B ensures the quickest service option for these guests. So this level of discipline helps us to handle the volume without chaos. Third, the staff productivity becomes extremely critical. Since we cannot always increase manpower, we focus on multi-skilling our associates. And the team member today is not only restricted to just one role, they are trained to support across the functions when required. So this creates a flexibility, especially when we have during a peak check-in and check-out hours. And finally, the most important aspect, what I would here say, is consistency in a guest service. Even if a guest is staying for just one night, their experience should be smooth, efficient, and pleasant. In fact, many of these transit guests are repeat travelers or come through some referral. So I feel the consistency plays a big role in building loyalty. So if in summary, in a gateway market like a Siliguri, success comes from the combination of understanding guest behaviors, strong processes, and the efficient team. We should have an efficient teams who can respond quickly to the requests and the proactive planning. Also, I believe because in a transit hospitality, it's not about how long the guest stays. It's about how well we deliver in that time. Sir, thank you.
Thank you, Sunil.
Thank you, Sunil. So our next question would be for Vineet. Vineet is the GM of Novotel Guwahati. Vineet, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
It was nice to actually, Vineet and me were at the board meeting of IHM Guwahati yesterday, and I think we had some. And in fact, the biggest thought that we all had as the board of governors of IHM Guwahati is we're not getting enough talent into that space. And I think that's something that we were all mindful of. So Vineet, Guwahati's hospitality market is evolving and evolving very fast. Right? We've got so many hotels coming in. How do hotels maintain service excellence while managing the realities of talent shortages? That's exactly what we discussed yesterday.
Yeah.
So if you can please talk about.
Extremely
So-
important.
Correct. So from this, whatever you've spoken, I will pick up 2 points. One is service excellence and then talent shortage. As you just rightly mentioned yesterday when we were talking at IHMF, Guwahati, this was a point of discussion. Talent shortage was a one of thing because now the new enrollments in the colleges have gone down, and then the industry, it's specific to the Northeast, has expanding like very fast. With that, to have that right manpower availability, talented manpower availability is really a concern. So to elaborate this further, as rightly said, Guwahati is emerging as a major hospitality hub in Northeast India. The city is also seeing high occupancy with increase in sports activities, MICE, and a lot of corporate movement which is happening all across. Tourist arrivals has been increased. So these all things is accelerating hotel development. While this growth is positive, it puts pressure on talent ecosystem, especially in a relatively young hospitality market. With hospitality market is growing at a rapid pace, the biggest challenge is ensuring that service excellence grow at the same speed as infrastructure, which remains a challenge. Now, in my opinion, as a leader, we all should take this as an opportunity for all of us. Because when you have right ecosystem with right availability of resources, then it's not there is a major role to it. We kind of go with our regular daily operations. Uh, Leader's role comes when a difficult situation arises, and this is one of the situation which, as a leaders, we all have to tackle it. So, in my opinion, for handling this, rapid expansion means demand for trained hospitality professionals in outpacing supply. So many skilled professionals migrate to metro cities, as Sir was also explaining in the beginning of the note that with so many talented people moves towards metro cities like Delhi, Mumbai. So the skill manpower in the northeast or the areas which is expanding newly, short with the talent. So hotel needs to develop local talent rather than depend on experienced hires, which means hotel must work closely with hospitality institutes, universities, and local training centers to build a strong regional talent pipeline. And that's the only way you will be able to generate a good availability of manpower, and future they would be a leaders for the coming market. And also what we need to remember, the service excellence cannot rely only on the hiring experienced staff. We must invest in structured training, inductions, cross training, soft skills, and guest engagement training. In today's scenario, technology training is one of the important things which we need to invest on, and that's how we will be build up the resources with trained and skilled manpower. In emerging market, training becomes the real differentiator between hotels, which is going to be a future top point. With all, there is another thing which we all should remember. The attrition is highly spoken in hospitality industry, but though it is not the only with hospitality, it's remained with all the industry, but hospitality has been spoken highly about the attrition. So we all need to focus on this as well. Our attention to career growth opportunity, competitive compensation, and recognition program along work-life balance will make a difference. So to summarize to the question, the bottom line, service excellence ultimately comes with culture, not just with the process where great experience start with a great employment experience. So be visible, approachable, build a learning environment, and empower teams to take ownership of guest experience. And that's how we would be able to tackle and make the right resources available for future demand, which is coming in a hospitality business, I believe.
Thank you, Vineet.
Thank you.
I think so. Sharoni, good afternoon.
Good evening.
So, welcome to the region. Welcome to Northeast.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I think you could probably the first lady general manager in a branded hospitality.
Thank you. I mean, I'll clap for myself. Thank you, Mr. Khanna.
Organization. I think for the Northeast. I think, and you actually come to Northeast, and I think it's good. You're setting the trend, and I'm sure you'll be leading the way for other ladies to come down to the region. So thank you for taking this offer and coming down to the Northeast.
Thank you so much.
So Sharoni, your hotel, the beautiful Marriott by Courtyard, is at Shillong, and Shillong represents one of the most culturally vibrant cities in the region. I keep a track of all the beautiful events that keep happening there. So how can hotels leverage the unique cultural, culinary, and the musical heritage of the Northeast to create, I think, memorable guest experiences? If we could hear from you on this.
So I'll be honest and I'll be telling you, Shillong, what attracted me to Shillong was it being called the rock capital of the country. You talk about Bryan Adams, you talk about Ed Sheeran, you talk about Akon, you name it, and the artist has been here. Why wouldn't anybody want to come? And why wouldn't any Indian who loves music and rock music, and especially the millennials and their parents, we've grown up listening to this. And that's what attracted me to come here, to be a part of the rock capital of the country. While we talk about that, in my last couple of days, what I've noticed is uh, it is so culturally diverse and so culturally untapped. People are not aware of the unique culture that Northeast per se or Shillong per se has. The food is unique, the culinary, and I've been trying out the food here. We at Courtyard by Marriott, we serve the local cuisine every time we have a lunch or a dinner. We incorporate that into our menus when we have any corporates, weddings, things like that. So any chance that we have, we talk about it and we bring it. While people say that it is unique, it is extremely unique. The flavor is so good, the and it's so heartening and it is so warm that it actually fills you up with a lot of warmth that you have. So culinary, culturally, it's so rich, which is so untapped by people and tourists. And I think there is great opportunity for people to focus and come towards. I think Goa is done. I've just moved from Goa and it's overhyped. Jaipur is done. While its beauty and all of that remains, and everybody talks about it. The great thing about Shillong or Northeast, if I talk about, the government is so invested, the tourism industry is so invested in showcasing the culture of the place, which is very heartening. And that is what is attractive to any guests. Or even when we talk about associates who want to join us, the young kids who want to join us to work, while a lot of the panelists have spoken about to groom the people in Shillong. And trust me, they are so hardworking. They are so warm with the guests. You see that it shows in their face, and it's not fake smile that we in hospitality, have to have, but it is actually there genuinely, that is there, and it's very warm. So culturally, musically, it's the place to be. It's actually the place to be, which is so untapped. And I think we are in the right direction if we talk and showcase ourselves in bringing this out more to our travelers and guests and associates to work with us.
Lovely. Thank you, Sharoni.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Sharon. Yes, and you rightly said, as I said, we look forward to the calendar of events that the government of Meghalaya prepares, in terms of cultural events. And
Absolutely.
there have been so many of them over the last couple of years. And I must say that, Bhuvanesh, that we have a state leadership there. I had the privilege to work very closely with them. They lead all the way. Okay, so whether it's the international tourism mart, whether it is the different programs which happens there, uh, is always the leadership of the state who actually becomes the best performers of the evening. Is not even the hired, the professional brands. They actually outperform them.
Lovely.
Okay, so I'm sure you'll have a great time. I had the privilege of being part of such events, quite a many of them.
And I'm
And
coming.
it's very exciting.
I'm coming with my family.
You must.
Please do.
You must.
We'll make you.
Yeah.
We'll make you rock.
So I've followed the Shillong Philharmonic Orchestra and all that. So yeah, my wife spent a lot of time there. So
I think.
Yeah.
I think if you look at the different branded cultural events that happened over the last 2 years across the country, Shillong by itself would be actually more than the rest of the country put together.
Education makes
That's
a lot
amazing.
of difference. Education and awareness.
Awareness, yes.
Yeah. All right. So now
So from Sikkim, we
of the
moved
first
to,
half.
sorry, from Shillong. Yeah, from Shillong, we moved to from Seven Sisters to the brother Sikkim, where we got Sougata waiting. So Sougata, Sikkim, and Gangtok are amongst the most pristine tourism destinations in the northeast, probably the country. Running a luxury property like Taj, Guras, Kutir, realities. So how to deliver a strong luxury experience while working with lean teams and probably logistical challenges of a mountain destination.
So good evening again, sir, and good evening to everybody again. So before I start, I think I would like to answer this question in 2-3 parts or in different parts to understand it better. So as we all know, so before I go to the challenges, I think I would like to mention about the blessings what we have around. So in terms of the luxury, as we understand, the luxury is actually has got a very fine mix of tangible and intangible elements of it. So in terms of the tangible elements, I think we are already blessed. We have a great asset, and we are surrounded by the beautiful nature, as you mentioned, the pristine and the this lush, serene appearance of nature. So that makes our job very easy, I think, to focus only on the intangible aspect of it. So when rooted in maybe in agility and the authenticity of it, so that's how we create everyday luxury experience for all our guests. Now to come to the next step or the next part of the question, the lean manning. I think the lean manning is very, very common factor in mountain or this kind of destinations. So keeping in mind the lean manning to overcome and to deliver a seamless experience every day, I think mindful training and a structured training, what Sunil also mentioned before. So that's how we keep on. And the more important part of this kind of remote location would be a motivation to staff or motivating the staff. So that's how we keep on working on a day in, day out basis with the staff very closely to enable them to for a multi-skilling. Now the main challenges come, which is the logistic challenges. Now, logistic challenges is not only the challenge which is only related to supply chain, but it's also related to at times it takes the center stage when even an airport transfer from the nearest airport to the hotel becomes challenging. So to do that, I think what we should be focusing in maybe a luxury fleet service. And the amenities in the luxury in the car itself, by which you reduces the number of breaks required to cross the fairly long distance. Like we have also made a pit stop, which is you stop there in and around, means when you are coming and going in both the way to and fro. you stop there just for a hygienic washroom and a bio break. And the very unique concept of that we have developed. So you and again you start for the onward journey. So this keeping this in mind that wherever we can, we put those luxury element to it while you're traveling to a destination like this, but you don't feel it. That's one part of logistic challenge. But another logistic challenge also I would like to mention that maybe the medical logistic challenge. When a doctor on call could be difficult, when an ambulance on call could be difficult. So in that case, I think what we do, 24 hours car standby, or so that's how we handle this. Also, I think the strong vendor management would be a great, thing, because when the weather actually goes adverse, to control this, we need to really work on. So sum it up, I think celebrating the local culture, celebrating the land, and a mindful training, and developing the team, it helps to continuously deliver the luxury hospitality, world-class hospitality in this kind of destinations also.
Thank you so much. So, Jayanta, we've come to the midway of the show. We'll take a short 20-second break with your permission
Yes.
and come back. Yeah.
Yes, please.
At Diversey, we believe it is our mission to protect and care for people and their environment every day. Pioneering future-focused cleaning and hygiene solutions. Trust the experts to select the best hygiene technology matching your site's challenges and your sustainability vision. Diversey, your global partner for responsible hygiene solutions.
All right. Lovely. That was fast. So we can get back. Gaurav, Jayanta, Sharoni. All right. Your screen's on, please. Gaurav, your screen has to be on.
Gaurav, his camera is share remote.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So, we've overextended ourselves by about 13 minutes on the first half, and we have to close by a maximum of 6:33. So we barely got good enough time for 2.5 minutes by the clock per response. We'll have to compact. And let me also tell you, I have to do this show and immediately run to the airport to catch a flight. All right, so here we go. Jayanta, let me set the context for the second half of the show with you. Then nobody who lives, breathes, and knows better than Jayanta Das. Talent, like you were just discussing with Vineet, and you both got discussing at IHM Guwahati, is one of the most interesting paradoxes in the Northeast. Biggest supplier of talent, but to the other parts of the country, and it's left blank on itself. The region, like I said, has historically been a major exporter of hospitality talent to the rest of India. Yet hotels within the region often face talent shortages. How can the industry address this challenge? Don't tell me you want people from other parts of the country to come over here, which they are, by the way.
So, Bhuvanesh, I think I'll take it in the right perspective and address it on a larger canvas. We have no doubt that north of the country, and I'm putting it together for all the 8 states that we have in Northeast, we already see probably all brands coming to Guwahati in the next 3 to 4 years. We'll probably have more 5-star hotels in Northeast than even we have in Calcutta. We are seeing how hotels are coming up again across brands in Meghalaya. We've seen hotels coming up in Sikkim. You all will be happy to know that IHCL, we are coming up with a palace hotel in Agartala, which was never thought of. And that will be a hotel that will be placed at the same bracket as Rambagh and the Lake Palace and the Umid Bhavan and the Falaknama. So it shows the potential that the region combined have. I think we'll come out with the best resort, one of the 60 acres of land. The current Vivanta that we have in Guwahati, where I'm sitting, is getting converted to a 250 keys Taj hotel. That will be the largest Taj hotel in across not only northeast, east. It will be bigger than even Taj Bengal, which was the flagship hotel for us in the region. And the same holds true for almost all brands. So, and we see a line of investors ready to invest in and diversify into hospitality business. We have uh, enough and more travelers who have Northeast on their bucket list. I think the biggest challenge that we feel and we will see in the next years to come will be people taking. That's something that we need to, as a industry, accept and see how we can, work towards uh, work towards it. So hospitality comes very naturally to us for people of Northeast. If you go to any of the bigger cities across country, you will find our boys and girls from Northeast working extremely hard. They actually are very hospitable, but unfortunately, many of them does not get the recognition because they do not have the paper, the certificate of the hospitality, right? But they do a phenomenal job because
it's all going to change, Jayanta, because
yes,
because India has started valuing the talent from Northeast and they know the true worth of it. So don't worry, that will all change.
yes, true, true. So while we have 9 hotels of ours operational, we got another 10 in the pipeline, and we have a plan of having 30 hotels from Northeast. We also feel it's important for us to give back to the community, and the best way to do that is by creating livelihood. And the best livelihood that we can create is in the industry that is going to be the next future for Northeast.
Lovely.
So I
Let's
think
move to Gaurav.
we already have, yeah, just one thing. We actually have started with an hospital skill center in Guwahati, where we have created livelihood for around 2,000 of our children, and the second one is just coming up in Agartala, where we'll be targeting mostly the tribal source. As an industry, we need to work towards creating such livelihood by focusing on skilling, and I think that's something that will be the answer to the challenge that we will have.
Oh, lovely. Gaurav.
Yeah, please go ahead.
या आप बोलो, आपने पूछना है.
Yeah. So, Gaurav, as you know, Pathya is the pillar on which we run our business, and taking a clue from there, what role does community engagement play in building sustainable hospitality operations in the Northeast? And I think that's a very, very critical point. Gaurav.
Very critical. And Gaurav, you have 2 minutes. I'm counting 1, 2.
Sure. So community engagement is extremely important for hospitality in Northeast because tourism here is deeply connected with local culture, communities, and tradition. Unlike many urban destinations, travelers visiting this region are looking for authentic and immersive experience. Therefore, hotels must go beyond accommodation and become active partners in the local ecosystem. First important aspect is local hiring. Unlike other states, here Meghalaya government encourage us hotels to aim and maintain around 70% of local employment. And this is an approach which we strongly support at our hotel. Local team members bring cultural understanding, authenticity, and genuine warmth to the guest experience, which is invaluable for travelers exploring the Northeast. Second aspect is cultural respect. Guests coming to the region are keen to experience its unique tradition, cuisine, and craft, and it is our responsibility to showcase this meaningfully. For our hotel, we have a kiosk of Eri Silk. So Eri Silk, for many, if they're not aware, it's also called Ahimsa Silk. So we have provided a kiosk in the lobby. This provides a platform for local women artisans to showcase and sell their traditional textile. This not only helps preserve a rich culture heritage, but also allows guests to connect with the story behind the craft. The third important dimension is community partnership. We actively collaborate with local farmers, producers, artisans, and institutions to strengthen the local ecosystem. For instance, we provide space within the hotel to showcase regional products such as turmeric, roselle tea, locally produced wines and jams, helping guests to discover the flavor of Meghalaya while creating sustainable livelihood opportunities for local communities. Uh, to sum it up, finally, all these efforts contribute to sustainable tourism. When hotels actively engage with local communities, tourism becomes not only more authentic for the guests, but also more inclusive and sustainable for the destinations. Thank you.
Lovely.
Excellent, Gaurav.
Thank
I
you,
think
sir.
that's what PATE also stands for. Sunil, this next question is for you. What operational innovations help your hotel deliver more with fewer resources? Operational innovations.
Thank you, Mr. Das. That's very important and relevant question, especially in today's hospitality environment, where the expectations are continuously increasing, but the resources are often limited. So, in my view, delivering more with the few resources is not about pushing team harder. It's about improving the way we operate and making a smarter decisions. The first key area is the smart processes and the simplification. Over time, we tend to build very complex SOPs, which sometimes slow down the operations. So what we do is continuously review and simplify the processes and remove unnecessary steps, reduce the duplication, and make workflow more practical. When the processes are simple and clear, the teams can execute faster with more confidence. The second aspect is the technology support. Today, even a simple technology intervention can make a big difference. For example, a digital check-in at front office reduces the load. Then we have got internal communication tools, improves coordination. Then we got automated reporting, reduces manual work. So technology is not about replacing people, but about enabling them to work more efficiently. Third, team efficiency through training and multi-skilling. As again, I'm talking about multi-skilling. We invest a lot in training our associates so that they are capable of handling the multiple roles. This not only improves the productivity, but also builds the confidence within the team. Another very important factor is empowerment of teams. When team members are trained and trusted to take decisions on the floor, it reduces the dependency on supervisors, the speed of the service delivery. And then finally, I believe leadership discipline and visibility plays a very critical role. In a lean team environment, leaders cannot operate from behind the desk. They need to be present on the floor, guide the team, resolve the issues quickly, and lead by example. So this builds more confidence and ensures the smoother operation. So overall, if I want to sum up, the operational innovation is not about the big changes. Sometimes it's about the small improvement in the processes, better use of technology, and the stronger team capability and hands-on leadership. Thank you.
Thank you, Sunil. Very well said. And I think it's all about the small improvements that we do as a continuous process. Vineet, we come to you.
Right.
And the question is, how important is training and leadership culture in building strong hospitality teams in emerging markets?
Okay, so training and leadership cultures are very critical pillars when it comes to building strong hospitality teams, specific in emerging market. And 2 minutes is very short to explain these two pillars, but let me try make it as quick as I can. So in many fast growing destinations across Asia and Middle East, the hospitality sector expand faster than the available skill workforce. So because of this gap, structured training and visible leadership becomes the main drivers for service quality, employee engagement, and long-term retentions. So to answer your question, I will pick up leadership and the training separately. So let's talk about the training first, because training is very vital and make a big difference when it comes to service deliverables. So on training, to make it simple and understanding, emerging market often face limited formal hospitality education in pipeline, as I have explained in my previous question as well. So companies must become talent academic themselves, and which means structured and onboard program. So how this going to help us? Immediate and quick exposure to the industry and the brand values can be passed on to the team who joined recently with us. Continuous learning culture. This is not just initial training, but ongoing skill development thing. Cross training could be a very important thing, because by doing cross training, we can make the team versatile and their career mobility would be much faster. Mentorship is very crucial, because with mentorship, what you can do is you can coach team, which make them leaders for the future. And I believe the most important part which comes to is the development of the local talent, as has been spoken by Gaurav was also explaining about the same thing, that the local talent development is very crucial, because by doing this, we would be able to develop the talent within the state and can avoid in the future to hire people from outside, which could be a challenge in with the kind of expansion which Northeast is going through. So eventually, with all those things, we can develop faster skill development, higher service consistency, and clear career growth pathway that motivates employee. Now, to explain about the leadership, in a simple line, leaders set the service tone. So as in hospitality, culture is molded, not just taught. So leadership visibility directly influence team behavior and morale of the team. So we often spoke about leaders on the floor, open communication channel, leading by example. These are the talk points which normally happens in our industry all across. But these are not just a point to be spoken about. This really makes a lot of difference. It's build trust, strengthen team cohesions, reinforce service standards through real behavior. And with all those things, retention strategies and service culture always go together, where clear career progression path, training, investment, work-life balance, result, recruitment cost, all those things will make a big difference. So at last, culture, sensitivity, consistency to create memorable guest experience and strong brand reputation, what we all have to strive for.
Lovely. Back to Sharoni.
So, yeah, back to Shillong, back to the only lady in our group. So, Sharoni, looking ahead, what will define the hospitality identity of the Northeast for global travelers? It's just not for Shillong. We are now referring to the Northeast.
Yes. And I'm going to keep it very, very short and simple, because Mr. Khanna is giving me glares.
No. Don't worry. Just make your full point, Sharoni.
So
You should
I
not
think,
lose your point.
Northeast's hospitality identity for global travelers, it will be defined by, its unique blend of cultural richness, also the natural landscapes that we have, the pristine natural landscapes that Northeast has, and with our government's thought process and vision that the government has, the world class infrastructure that they are planning in the next few years coming, that will help us emerge Northeast as and position Northeast as a frontier destination, where the indigenous traditions and the modern hospitality, which hotels that most of us are leading, and the newer hotels that are coming up, the boutique stays, the home stays, that blend will always bring and create that unique identity for Northeast, for the global travelers to come here and stay and experience this. And we should, like I said, Northeast is positioning itself as a frontier destination with its pristine landscapes and infrastructure that we are planning to have. If I talk only about Shillong, Shillong's culture, the music and the cafes, the smaller places that you go to, it's youthful, it's young, it's cosmopolitan that you know look towards. It's not only in the north of India and it's not the Dehraduns and the Masuris, but also the Shillong and the Meghalayas and the Guwahati and Agartala, like Sir was talking about, and Siliguri and Sikkim. We all have that capability and better than the rest. So I think our positioning is correctly done in that way.
Yeah, and also the Northeast
Right.
is going to be India's gateway to the Far East.
Far East.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And
I mean, and there are beautiful festivals that happen in the Northeast.
and most
which,
importantly, of course, the bounty of natural beauty. And I think hospitality is a big tick mark because it comes very naturally to us.
Absolutely.
Jayanta and Sharoni, I think the rest of India would do well by spending a lot of time in the Northeast.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, Japan is known for cherry blossoms. Who in India knows that there is cherry blossoms in
There you are.
Shillong?
There you are.
Yeah, I mean, and we do a brilliant festival, which people are not aware of.
Don't entice me to come immediately.
Well, you must come for the cherry blossom, definitely.
I will. All right. So we're coming to the last question of the day.
The rapid sign-off round.
No. अभी वो रह गया ना हमारा
स्वागता बाकी है
हाँ स्वागता बाकी रह गया
बेचारा गैंगटॉक में था वो
स्वागता तुम्हारे पास 2 मिनट है बस
only brother and we neglect the brother. So Sougata, coming back to you, travelers coming to Sikkim today are looking for authentic and immersive experiences. How can hotels in destinations like Gangtok turn the region's culture, nature, and local community into distinctive luxury hospitality experiences? So luxury in a local flavor. How do we do that?
So, I think to answer this, what I would like to, start with. So, if I start with, I would like to start with a quote by our founder. That in a free enterprise, the community is just not another stakeholder, but it is in fact the very purpose of its existence. So, rooted through this value, rooted through this thought process. So obviously we create hospitality, luxury hospitality. We try to blend it. We try to blend it together. So for example, if I give you an example of taking or accompanying the guests to a village for an authentic lunch at the village side, or taking them to the step garden experience of a farm to fork table, experiences, or maybe in the evening calling a lama or a monk in the hotel to give them an experience of recreating the monastery, or maybe a small group, a mice group, calling all the local artisans into the hotel and creating a bazaar for them. So whatever we do, we are thinking on a sustainable way, and also, blending or using the community along with. Maybe a local, panchayat lady coming in the breakfast who is actually a home cook and getting and serving that authentic food. So in whatever we are thinking, along with to sum it up, I think along with the traditional 5-star hospitality expectation, just blend all this as a community services where we'll be serving the community and take their help, train them to give luxury experience. And, so that will help us once we start blending this together. I think that will help us to create distinctive hospitality, world-class hospitality. I hope I have taken 2 minutes.
Perfect. Lesser than that. All right. So, Jayanta, we'll get into the rapid.
Yes. And I think there's so much of pride that we all must have in how we showcase our local experiences, yet make it more yet make it luxurious. Okay, I think that should be the philosophy. Luxury in local. How do we blend that? So we come to the rapid sign-off round, and so we'll conclude with our rapid sign-off round, and we'll keep it short and crisp. So we'll put a thought, and
a response will be 1 to 3 words only.
Yes. So we'll place our thoughts, and we would like you to probably put your thoughts in just 2 to 3 words. The future of hospitality in the Northeast lies in, what do you think, Gaurav?
Sustainable tourism.
Okay. Sunil?
Sir, operational agility and the adaptation.
Yeah. Vineet?
For me, the strong talent is mindset, adaptability, and courage to keep learning.
Excellent. Yes, please. Sharoni, what would be your thought on this, on the future of hospitality in Northeast lies in?
You're muted.
Cultural storytelling is what.
And there's so much that we can do.
So much more
isn't
to
it,
do. Absolutely.
on that.
Completely.
Yes. Sougata?
Celebrating the nature-led luxury.
Yeah, and that's what you just spoke about.
Yes.
Experiential luxury with a local flavor. So I think today's discussion highlights the immense promise of the Northeast as volunteers. From our panelists of general managers from the region, Gaurav highlighted the growing tourism potential of Shillong. Sunil explained the importance of operational discipline in transit markets like Siliguri. Vineet highlighted and spoke about the critical importance of talent development. Sharoni reminded us that the Northeast cultural richness remains one of its greatest strengths and probably the strongest USP. And Sougata reminded us that destinations like Sikkim offer a powerful opportunity for nature-led and culturally rooted luxury experiences. I think together these insights reinforce that the region's hospitality future lies in authenticity, community engagement, and strong leadership. Over to you, Bhuvanesh.
I've had a wonderful session. I mean, we may be 10 minutes off schedule, but I've enjoyed every bit of this session. I think we owe the Northeast a lot. It hasn't got its fair share. It is time India gives back to Northeast what it has taken over a period of time, namely sophistry, namely talent, right? Only by being there and present in the Northeast and savoring its rich cultural heritage would India know what the Northeast truly is. The true brand ambassadors of the Northeast are already all over the country and the world. And if we do not learn from them, I think we will do well to go there and learn from them. So we've had a fantastic session, and my sincere thanks to Jayanta and to all of you, distinguished general managers.
Thank you, Dada.
And the very fact that today we have Sharoni in the Northeast, all the way from Goa, is testimony to the fact that the industry is waking up and has trusted an asset to the hands of a lady. Hats off to you, Sharoni, for moving there, and more power to you and more power to your ilk. Right? I can't keep saying I'm born to a mother, married to a wife, father of a daughter, and brother to a sister. What women can do to this world and industry, we men can't.
I echo that.
Yeah. So I just hope everybody is listening. And I'd also like to thank Diversey. You've been a great support. And to all my colleagues at BW Businessworld and BW Hotelier, you slog it out through thick and thin, night and day, 24/7 to produce such shows. Thank you to you all. And I'm delighted also to share that season 4 of the Diversey BW Hotelier GM show is opened with some of the strongest viewership numbers we have seen thus far. And I encourage all speakers and viewers to continue sharing these episode links so that the important conversations reach the wider hospitality community. Share them on your WhatsApp groups, one-on-one, whichever way, spread the good word. We're just 2 weeks away from closure. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you at the next episode of the Diversey BW Hotelier GM show. That will be next Thursday at 4 p.m. Before that, the Diversey video.
At Diversey, we believe it is our mission to protect and care for people and their environment every day. Pioneering future-focused cleaning and hygiene solutions. Trust the experts to select the best hygiene technology matching your site's challenges and your sustainability vision. Diversey, your global partner for responsible hygiene solutions.
Let me begin by thanking Jayanta. Jayanta, thank you so much for being there. You've been a great supporter of this initiative, and you've been there practically across all seasons. Thank you for being there. Thank you for encouraging the industry, for all the speakers on the show. May God bless you. More power to you. Expand hospitality in this region like nobody else can, which you're doing. Next, Sharoni, I must thank you again. Thank you for being there, right? And more power to you. And keep spreading the good word and great work. Vineet, thank you. Sunil, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And Sougata, God bless you all. And see you soon again. I'll catch
you
for a call
Thank you,
soon.
Mr. Khanna.